right? These were men that were called and weren't chosen. And they know it, and they know it, and they feel it in their spirit. And this is why we have a lot of people now really starting to understand and see that the Lord has chosen the head apostles of Great Millstone to lead that charge, man, with those particular keys that he's given them. Okay? And there are some keys that you just can't copy. Like in Esau's world, you got certain kind of keys that they label on the key itself do not make a duplicate. Because you don't want some fraudster, getting the key and going into somebody's establishment or what have you. And likewise with this truth, man. The Lord blinds you from receiving this thing. So therefore you haven't received that particular kind of key that gives you access to this word. Okay? To give you access to truly understand the word. So, coming around the corner, man, we at the end of this thing. And if you're still preaching that, Esau can make it, and the RFID microchip is not the mark of the beast, and it doesn't matter, what denomination you are and all this other crap that listen, you haven't been given the proper keys, man. You haven't been given the proper keys. And when you receive a set of keys through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, you want to take note and be mindful of how you maneuver and how you speak in this thing and how you teach in this thing. Okay? These are some of the things that these particular keys gives you access to examine yourself. A lot of men are out there reckless, man. They haven't examined themselves. They haven't prayed to the Lord and once again, man, how can you pray to the Lord when you don't know his name? That's important. That's important. You got to know who you're calling upon. I made a statement a few years ago. Here we call ourselves the Prince of Power, but you don't know your power's name. Why would you call yourself Yasharallah, but you don't know who your power is or what your power's name is? Or give some cockamamie story. We haven't received the name yet. We're going to get it in the kingdom. Well, how can you call yourself a Prince of Power if you don't know your power's name, man? See, that's the thing about logic. You people fail to use logic in this thing. It only makes sense. Here we are, men on earth, right? And we you got men on earth. You got these guys in these groups who demand respect from the men that's in their camps. They demand that respect, okay? And by having that respect, and by demanding that respect, you want to be called by your right name. All right? If you known as a bishop, if you're known as a certain title, then you would expect your men to call you by that title. Why? Because you demand that respect. Likewise, the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You don't think they demand that respect? Just because the Lord didn't pop through those clouds and come down and give it to us on an open scale that we all should call upon it. And this is why it's a mystery. And this is why it's about faith. And this is why it's about believing, man. Because we believe through the Spirit that the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai are the only true and believable names to trust in. You got a lot of people out there who choose not to call on that name because, we don't know, and all this foolishness, man. But once again, it goes back to, did you receive the proper keys to unlock that block that's in your mindset, man? You see? Keys are the way in, if you will, the way into the entry. And you got to understand what keys and who gave you these keys, and those who gave the keys, what power do they possess? Okay? I was thinking about this, all last night and all this morning about just the Lord giving certain men certain keys, if you will. And to be able to navigate through this thing, okay, you gotta be touched with understanding. You gotta be touched with wisdom. Okay? That's where a lot of you men fail to, come full circle. All right? You got keys, but you putting them in the lock and it's not turning. Okay, when you put those keys in those locks, it's not turning. There's a problem here. There's a major problem here. All right. We don't sit here and try to boast and brag about about having certain keys, but at the same time, the Lord set it up that way. And if a certain group has it, and if the certain group was given these keys, then that's the group that the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shai is dealing with. These are the men that the Lord is truly dealing with. Give me a second, man. Alright? These are the men that the Lord is truly dealing with. So you gotta have these you gotta be able to possess these keys, man. And once again, I don't want anybody to misconstrue it, but I'm using this term keys because there's a group of men on earth that has access, that the Lord has given access to for understanding. Okay? The scripture says that he left in Mark the 13th chapter, the 34th verse, it speaks about how when the Lord went on that far journey, he turned the house over to his servants. And at the end it says one of the porters. A porter is somebody that watches over, that cleans up, that maintains. Okay? So if we're giving keys, we are what? We are to watch over. We are to clean up. And we have to clean up. Because there's a lot of shit that's been put out there in the world that's just throwing everybody off, man. So we got to come behind and straighten it out, make it right, correct certain things. All right. So this is a very important, this is a very important time that we're living in right now, especially being servants of the Lord and pushing the word, because you brothers see it, man. You clearly see the madness that's actually being spoken here in these last days, man. But it's to be of no marvel, because in the last days there are gonna come scoffers walking after their own lusts, man. So when you realize that these scriptures are now speaking to you live and direct, now you can understand and start to pinpoint whom the Lord's chosen are, man. You can start to put these pieces of the puzzle together and identify who the Lord's chosen are. And and it's not like, the men of Great Millstone, and I say the elders in particular, because at the end of the day, we are all one body, but the shine is going to go on the head apostles, all right? Because they're leading the charge. Like they grabbed us and took us under their wing, and we all speak that same thing, okay? But they're going to lead the charge, all right? So under their tutelage and teachings, this is all of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, that we have come full circle to be out here on the highways and byways teaching, and we were able to receive the keys that we need to navigate through this thing of ours. Okay. So with that, I'm gonna end it right there. I'm about to go over and get the camp started. But be it known, man, you had to have received certain keys from Yahweh Bashmi Yahweh Shai. And there were a lot of men out there who did not receive these keys, if you will. Therefore, they're not teaching what needs to be taught the correct way. All right, so Lord willing, I see you brothers in another show. I say shalom.